Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
All right, as we almost hit this midweek, let's go ahead and check that forecast. And the most exciting part of today, Lana, is that you have a temperature estimate now, or gauge for Halloween.
Oh, I do. I know. That 7-day, it's going to show that Halloween holiday. So yes, we'll get there, but we have a lot to get through before we hit Halloween. As we take a look at South Salt Lake this morning, you notice the cloud cover. Isn't that a gorgeous sunrise? Today was really pretty for the sunrise, and we saw mostly clear skies throughout the day, but changing conditions are knocking on our doorstep. Satellite radar staying dry throughout the state with cloud cover towards the Four Corners, but we know this wet weather is going to start tracking. A cold front's approaching, and our Wednesday brings a transition day. We're going to see increasing cloud cover, which we're already starting to see towards the state line in the last 2 hours. And we're going to see the winds picking up. It's a southwesterly flow ahead of the cold front, and that's going to bring the warm before the storm. Okay, 66 today in Salt Lake. 62 is our average high this time of year. We've got 60s along the Wasatch Front. 60s and 70s in eastern Utah, topped out at 77 in St. George. 75 is usually the high, so we were pretty close to where we should be. It was a beautiful fall day with quiet conditions, but the rest of the work week, well, that brings some changes. The Futurecast tracks us so we can forewarn you about those changes. Watch the clock in the corner of your screen. Here comes that cloud cover with the approaching front. Now the front's going to come on in. You notice those southwesterly winds ahead of it. That often helps aid the temperature in climbing above average before the cold front comes through. Northwesterly flow behind it. Cold air on the way, and you notice that moisture starting to fill in. As we head into the evening hours, we could see some spotty showers, but look at all of that wet weather. As we get close to ABC4 News at 10 and midnight, we're going to see that rain filling in the valleys and snow in the mountains. And here we are by 5 a.m. forewarning you that morning commute Thursday, it's going to be soggy in northern and central Utah, and it's because of the system as it tracks through. Okay, mountain snow will stack up, and we're going to see decent rain in our valleys. That's going to also accumulate well. We watch as that moisture starts to slide east, so the basin, Uinta County, and all the way as far south as Moab could see wet weather, and we see that snow over the high country in the northern portion of the state and central Utah. Our northwesterly flow leaves us a little unsettled, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few afternoon showers into our Thursday before the moisture totally clears. We're also going to see snow levels dropping as a result of this front. Here's a look at projected rain accumulation. Healthy storm here as we get through Friday. Looks really good, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, but obviously overperforming in places like Salt Lake and Provo, 3/4 of an inch there. Logan looks pretty good, and we see that measurable moisture as far south as Cedar City and even towards the Four Corners. So that gives you a track of when the wet weather is going to come in. We also have to talk about mountain snow, because here we are with an autumn storm bringing in that potential. We see the snow levels really dipping from Thursday morning to Thursday evening. The cold front welcomes in that colder air, and we go from 9,000 feet possibly as low as 5,000 feet. Now that's all the way down to the benches, where we could see a wintry mix depending on how long the precipitation holds around. We do eventually see those snow levels fall to the valley floor by Friday morning, but we should be outrun of moisture at that point, so we're not expecting snow on the valley floor. Looks like the mountains going to get heavy doses. Our mountain valleys and our benches could pick up snow. How much? Great question. Here we are back in this season again. Did you blink? My goodness, rain to a trace for our northern valleys, but the benches could see up to 2. Mountain valleys do get that colder air pretty quickly. Places like Park City and the Wasatch Back going 1 to 4 there. High country getting 3 to 10 with the Cottonwoods in the 6 to 12 range. So accumulating snow from a quick hitting system that's really going to change the weather scene. On top of that, our upper level Futurecast shows the system exiting today, and here it comes bringing in wet weather and cold air. But that opens the door for a trailing system to dig towards the Beehive State over the weekend. That would bring a reinforcing shot of cold air, which means temperatures would be significantly below average going through the weekend. I know what you're thinking. What about Halloween? We'll get there. 60s and 70s for those highs tomorrow, the warm before the storm, mid-70s in Moab, 75 in St. George, which is pretty. No wet weather in the south. We will see a steady decline in temperatures, though. 7-day has Halloween in view, where we have the mid-60s in southern Utah and sunshine. Here's the Wasatch Front. Are you ready for a dip? Okay, how about 40s by the end of the work week and heading into the weekend, with the chance of wet weather Saturday, as well as that soggy Thursday morning commute. It is going to feel significantly cooler, but 53 on Halloween. Yay!
With sunshine, so some rebounding temperatures as we near the holiday. It's 7 days out. I'll keep you posted.